Welcome to Through the Word, leading you on a journey through the entire Bible, one chapter at a time. Today, Chris Langham leads us through the book of Ecclesiastes. Now to Pastor Chris.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3 on our journey through the Word today, truly one of the most beautifully poetic passages I have ever read. Thus far, Solomon has been telling us of the empty pursuits he's made of knowledge and pleasure and success, but now he steps back for a moment to look at life on the grander scheme. Chapter 3, to me, is like getting lost in a box of old pictures. You were trying to clean out the closet, but you got caught reeling in the years for a couple hours. Then you stop a moment and try to piece it all together. Life changes so much and moves so fast and so slow all at once. But how does it all fit together? We'll start in verse 1. Bird lovers might recognize this one. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. Solomon goes on, and I encourage you to read it for yourself, but now remember that he is still on his quest to find out what is worthwhile in life. Verse 9 reminds us of his basic question. What does the worker gain from his toil? It's as if he puts down the picture box, shakes off the nostalgia, and asks again, okay, those times all had their place, and they were beautiful, but what does it all add up to? What is worthwhile in life? That's a key word, worthwhile. It indicates that time itself is valuable. Every one of us has a small savings account of time every day we spend it. Do you spend it well? Keep in mind, of course, that Solomon's quest is limited. He's turned his heart from God and in the process lost sight of heaven and hell. His eyes are stuck under the sun. Verses 10 and 11 are the heart of the chapter. I have seen the burden God has laid on men. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the hearts of men, yet they cannot fathom what God has done from beginning to end. Here, Solomon sees God at work in all this, but he can't piece it together. He says God has laid a burden on us, and he's right. This is the curse from Genesis 3. God cursed man with toil and frustration, but there's more to this curse than punishment. There's a plan if you look carefully. For now, look at verse 11. He's made everything beautiful in its time. Looking through your box of memories, there is a beauty to every stage of life. Even the hard times have their own beauty. Yes, life is frustrating, and life can seem meaningless, but there is a wonder to life that is from God himself. Continuing in verse 11, God has also set eternity in the hearts of men, yet no man can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. Every time in life has its beauty, but its beauty is fleeting, and my heart longs for eternity. God put eternity into my heart. We can't shake it. Through all the memories and pictures, we long to give them lasting meaning, but they all fade. We want to piece together the big picture, but we can't get it all to fit. God did this to us. He set eternity in our hearts, but mortality in our flesh and frustration in our lives. That's the curse. But why? So that we would not be satisfied. We cannot be satisfied with anything under the sun. Your heart has a hole made for eternity, and only God himself can fill that hole. In verses 12 and 13, Solomon reminds us to enjoy the beauty of all of life's days. In verse 14, he says, I know that everything God does will endure forever. So what's the key for us? If God's work endures, let God work through you. I hope you take the time to read Ecclesiastes 3 today. It's truly a beautiful passage, and as you do, I hope that you reflect on the picture box in your life, and I hope that you will hear the longing for eternity in your heart.
Join us next time on Through the Word as we continue the journey, one chapter at a time. Start your own journey through the Bible with our web and mobile apps at throughtheword.org. Our apps are free and free to share, so tell your friends and take the journey together. Chris Langham is the founder of Through the Word Ministries in Diamond Head, Mississippi. You can find information and links for all of our teachers on the website. And remember, faith comes by hearing, and hearing through the Word.